afternoon, my MPP peeps. What a day. Just my head spinning. For the fund, it was the worst day since March of last year. We did get pretty long based on this 10 SMA breakout, and this ended up being a bull trap, and then they reversed it hard today. And to be honest, I no stops actually triggered. So we're still in everything. The only one that did trigger was X, the steel. I'll go over that and I'll tell you why I didn't sell it. But this got all the way back down. So we have an uptrend line that has been forming since the January low. Remember this big drop right here? And then we touched it right here a couple days ago, and now we're touching it again today. The 0.786 retrace from the low of Tuesday to the high of Wednesday is 38.31. We're right at it, 38.29, and we're right at this uptrend line. Uh-oh. Guys, hold on one second. I gotta plug my computer in. Apologies. So what do we do from here? I mean, we'll just have to wait and see if we gap down tomorrow and bust through the first 10-minute candle low. I'm thinking we head to this 37.81. So, and that is right at this uptrend line that's been forming since November. If you look, March to October, late October, November, or sorry, late October, and then all the way to here. So this line will have some significance, as well as this 0.236 retrace, and that's from this October low to this high, that 0.236 retrace at 37.80. That's going to be important, because if we break that, I think we come on down all the way to 3,600, at least, possibly a move to the 200 SMA, which is at 34.42. But this 3,600 was a previous breakout point right here. See, we touched it here, had struggled with it a bit, and then finally broke out. That 3,600 level might get retested. Okay, this 37.81 is our line in the sand. So let's see what happens tomorrow. We are very, very oversold. Very oversold. All my short-term indicators suggest that a bounce is coming soon. It might be tomorrow, might be Monday, might be Tuesday, but I think we are going to get some sort of significant bounce that we can make some money on at some point pretty soon here. And I have a couple of new ideas to go over in case that happens. So tomorrow we just need to watch this 37.81 level, see if we can find support there and bounce, break down trend lines. Hopefully that is some sort of low, and we can head to our 39.80, 4,000, 41.60 target. Again, if we break through there, it could be a ride to 3,600. The Qs are right at Wednesday's low. We bust through this 310 level. If we close below that tomorrow, I think we get a quick ride down to this 297 area, which is the 0.236 retrace from the March lows all the way to the top at 297. And it's also the previous breakout point, this 300 level. Try to get above here, try to get above here, try to get above here, finally broke out. That support, that what was once resistance, might act as support now with this price coming on back down to it. So bulls need to hold this 310 level to avoid that from happening. But if they don't, I do think we get it. The VIX today, very strange. There's really no news you know, other than interest rates possibly going up, there was really no news out there that I would say would be like, cause fear. But fear is here. Look, this is a big spike, and we're above the 200 SMA again. So we have to respect this VIX spike. Okay, this is the indicator we've been wanting. We've been watching to show us whether or not the pullback is going to be sustained or not. And this type of fear level right here is telling us that there is a distinct possibility that this pullback could be severe. It could be much more, we could be heading much lower. So, tomorrow, if we do get another VIX spike and end up at another high a day, we get continuation in this VIX and more selling, we know that, something is behind this selling. This is more than just profit taking. There is something else behind this, and we need to respect that. So tomorrow is going to tell us a lot. It's going to tell us a lot. So we had a lot of names today that we bought yesterday that are very, very, very red. We look at all of our names pretty much. You look at BA, red, but still holding the 10 SMA, so we didn't get stopped out. You look at BLNK, very red, but our stop is a close below this low right here, so we still have room. DDD, stop was below this low right here, so we still have room, but red. FCell, same thing. Stop below this low right here, but very red today. And that was the theme all day. NEO, same thing. I mean, just it was a red day, guys. Very red day, and that's going to affect your P&L when you're pretty long. So, we'll see where if bulls come in, and if they don't, we're going to be stopped out for losses, and that happens in trading. And you just take your losses and then wait for the next trade. Speaking of next trades, I have found a few. Like Disney got a ton of call buying today. Ton of call buying. They bought this dip. So I'm looking for, if we do get some sort of bounce tomorrow, I think Disney could be a nice trade up to 200, 205. Okay, so I'm watching this Disney trade for a trade tomorrow. If we do bounce, Johnson & Johnson, another one that got a lot of buying. And this one's setting up again, coming back down here into support. It's holding these lows and a nice downtrend line forming, as you can see, right at the 10 SMA. So we get a close above the 10 SMA. I think this one could be a nice trade to at least test these highs, possibly make new highs. And then another one that got some nice news today. First of all, Workhorse, Kathy Woods sold Apple to buy Workhorse. And you know that I love Kathy Woods. I follow all of her ARC trades. This one got bad news that the U.S. Postal Service was going with another company, but then someone in the Senate today said there's no way that they're going to let that company be allowed to work with the U.S. Postal Service. So with that news, Workhorse spiked. So if we can close above the 200 SMA tomorrow, which is at 1930, I think this is a great growth system buy. Low risk, high reward, because if we get a Friday close below the 200 SMA, we're out. And if we buy right at the 200 SMA, very low risk. So that's those are the three that I'm watching, the new trades that I'm watching tomorrow to see if we could take advantage of this dip. A new name that I bought today, this ESTC, actually had great earnings. Okay, this is a CML Pro trade. I follow all the dossiers they put out from the CEOs, and ESTC is well positioned for the future. And yes, it did sell off today, but I think it actually gave us a nice opportunity to buy. So I went ahead and bought in the growth system. As long as it maintains above this 200 SMA, I'm going to hold for this 205 level. So really like this dip buying opportunity in ESTC. And went in NVDA, and I sold I sold the 540 weekly puts. Unfortunately, we knifed right through that 540, so I'm sitting in some big red right there. But tomorrow there is a good chance that some of these names bounce, especially these NVIDIA that had actually a great quarter and a lot of upgrades. And then the CEO was just on Kramer this afternoon, and those, a lot of times that provides support for a falling stock. So let's see if we can close this thing tomorrow above 540. If not, I'll just close it for a loss and move on. But eventually this one's going to be an excellent dip buying opportunity candidate when we finally get a bottom, break down trend lines, because I think this thing's going to 700. So that's the NVIDIA news. And then there's a couple of names that we have in the growth system that will likely be stopped out tomorrow. This BLDR well below the 200 SMA. Likely, since it is a Friday close below the 200, we're probably going to be stopped out of that. And then you got WTRH below the 200. This trade obviously didn't work. And if we close below 200 tomorrow, are still below the 200 with an hour left of trading, I'll go ahead and close this one out too for the loss. And then the one that closed below the 10 SMA today and actually triggered a stop was this X. However, the market, is so oversold. I just wanted to give it one more day in case we do get that bounce tomorrow, because all my short-term indicators are indicating a bounce is coming soon. Usually when this indicator, these indicators that I follow get to the levels they are right now, it's usually within 3 to 4 days. So I just want to see if tomorrow is that day we get the bounce and we do close above the 10 SMA. If we don't tomorrow, I will be out of this X trade, but I just wanted to give it one more day because we're at oversold levels. And then let's look at Bitcoin before we go. This thing may not be done selling off. We may need to test these lows, come back down here to this 43,000 level, possibly this 40,000 level. And then below that, it could get really ugly. Bulls need to hold this 40,000. So still watching this Bitcoin, haven't bought any coins yet. If we do get this dip down to this 40,000, I think I might just jump in, hoping that that's the low. But, ideally, we get a break of downtrend line. We hit one of these levels, we get support at this level, 47,000, 43,000, or 40,000, break this downtrend line, start to head higher. And that is your trigger to either buy the Bitcoin or go into some GBTC. All right, guys, that is all I have. I am sorry about the red today, but that's part of trading. It happens. And you have to just continue to keep your wits about you. So instead, all your trades should have stops in place and your risk should be managed. So if you get stopped out, it's just another trade. And if you trade that way, instead of worrying about the trades you have on, you're able to look for other opportunities so you can make money on the other side of this thing. And that's what experience gives you. And learning risk management, that something that I'm very big on, because if you have those risk management rules, you can look ahead instead of behind. Because if you're looking behind and just worrying about the trades you have on, you're going to miss a lot of opportunities, especially in dips like this. There is opportunity abounds in dips like this. So just a note, and we're going to come out of this thing. I think the uptrend will resume shortly. Just we need to wait out this this little rough patch. Any questions, guys? Anything you want me to go over? Cool. Anybody else? All right, then. I will be up in the morning, and we'll definitely have a stretch tomorrow because I'm going to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to see what happens tomorrow. Because you know, we could get that bounce, and we could have the opportunity to make some money, like we did on yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it seems like 2 weeks ago already. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Until then, don't trade for thrills. Just consistently make those dollar bills. See you guys.